It really started to happen when my brother was murdered.
Only a few times have I actually seen something like out in 3D space, and it's usually like before a major traumatic event.
I've always felt psychic, and I could talk to my parents about certain things, but there was a lot of other things going on too, and I didn't understand why I felt so different than everybody else and why I didn't fit in.
So ideas pop into my head, okay? So I just happen to know when it's my idea and when it's something I'm getting from the other side.
I felt separation. I felt I'm this freak that's walking around on this earth, and I just want to fit in.
And I want to say, for all the aspiring psychics and mediums out there, get ready, because your shit's gonna hit you in the face.
From the other side.
Now presenting Channeling Erik's Hour of Enlightenment.
Yes, hello from this side too. What are we, Top Liver? This is Elisa Matthews, and we've got a wonderful guest today, and our usual suspects, of course, the rascal Erik, Master Angel. He will graduate to Archangel status on his next Earth birthday, actually, supposedly. And we've got Heather Hartford Hilton. Hello, Heather.
Hilton Hartford.
Okay,
Hello.
whatever. Don't sue me.
Hello, lovely.
And we have Michelle Gray. But we also have, and I just love her accent. That's the only reason I had her on. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Michelle Keane. She's actually an Irish interior designer. Oh, God, I need your help. But she's also an entrepreneur and a public speaker. She has an amazing book that she's going to, let me read. And she's going to tell her story. She told me, and it's really cool. Very cool. So
I can't wait to hear this.
And you guys, don't hang up until I give all the information of how to contact these beautiful people. But I want to ask one thing of Erik first before Michelle, before you start. You said you've always had this thing for America, this draw, this you want to live there, etc. A lot of people are trying to get out of here, but of course on the southern border, a lot are trying to get in. So, Erik, what is that about?
Erik says to me, when you said that, Elisa, he says to me, the heart of America. He says there's a certain type of heart in the people of America. And he says, let's not talk about the circumstances that are going on, but let's talk about the hearts of all the people.
Yeah.
And he said there's a certain vibration. And he says, and we are all of a family. And he says, we're going to see how the United States is going to unite. And he says it may be hard to believe for a lot of people right now, but he says we're going to unite. And he said that this is where the true heart comes together.
Yeah. I think Canada's kind of similar in the way their heart is. Is it, Erik?
Yes.
Michelle, he was saying, I'm sorry.
Sorry, yes. Go ahead, Heather.
He was saying the same thing to me, but he was showing that that we are like the land of the free, to where we have freedom of speech and we have freedom to say what we don't like and what we want to change of death or persecution.
Yeah.
And so we are the epicenter of change.
So, Erik, do you think we are an exceptional country? I guess in one way we're exceptional in that the people who populated this, of course, not counting and we, of course, don't want to not count them, the indigenous folks that were here, but our population was selected because they made the choice to okay, older brother got farms, so I better get the hell out of here and go to Minnesota and grow potatoes. They really had sought adventure, and they were risk takers, and a lot of them had ADHD, and then they married ADHD. So it's a huge. America is ADHD rich. Europe lost all the ADHD people, and so they are ADHD poor.
Mom,
giving. very generous.
Mom,
too.
but Mom, that ADHD has a lot to do with how we have not been provided the food that was enriching for us, and there were a lot of chemicals involved.
Oh, okay.
But we chose that, and you know, everybody sort of looks to us, and we can either make a mockery of ourselves or we can help others.
And we've done
and
that
that's
before.
kind of where we are. Okay, hell yeah.
Well,
we're a bunch of fucking
speech.
assholes.
It seems like social media is taking away our free speech. But all right, enough said. Did she have any other lives here? That's the only other question I want to. Then I will not hog this anymore.
Does he have any what?
No. Did Michelle Keane have any other lives, past or future, here in America?
Michelle? Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay. Michelle
Yes.
Keane. Okay. All right.
Yes, she did. Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
A few, actually.
All right. Well, maybe that's why, one of the other reasons. Okay, Michelle.
Michelle, you can reach out to me and ask me because I got a lot of information on that.
Ooh. All right, Michelle Keane. Your story, please.
Thank you so much.
The kingdom.
Oh, thank you so much, Elisa and Heather, for inviting me on your show tonight. And I'd also like to say a special hello to Erik. And it's very, very interesting what you're saying there, Elisa, about the heart connection with America. Because I first went to the States back in 1996. I had an aunt, my aunt Kathleen, who's deceased now, unfortunately. But I stayed with her back in 1996, and she lived out in Long Island in East Northport. And I've been to America like 20 times, and
wow.
I've always had such an amazing connection with New York. Then I went up to San Francisco and, you know, all that, Los Angeles and all that. But New York, for me, for the first time, when I went to Times Square, I'll never forget the vibration and the energy of New York and of Times Square. It's my lasting, you know, I'll always remember, like, just going there in the evening. My flight was into JFK at something like 5 o'clock in the evening, and it was dark by the time I got to Times Square. And here was I on my own, and I was like, wow, I've landed. This is where, you know, I felt a soul connection with New York.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said when I was 16, when I landed in Lugano, when I went to Lugano, Italy. I said, I want to be here and live here because I can get a scooter. They all ride scooters. Anyway, never mind. Yeah. Go ahead.
But New York is such a vibrant city, and just the energy of New York, like, it's just amazing, and it blew my mind away. And I just loved everything about it. I loved the way the people lived. I loved their attitude. I loved their accent. I loved everything, you know. And I remember my cousin, because I was staying in the city for the first night, and she said to me, "Whatever you do, go into McDonald's at 6 o'clock in the morning." And I went in at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't get over, like, this lady had ordered like a cheeseburger, and she told them hold on the lettuce. And next thing she said, she started firing the burger back into the sales assistant behind the counter, and I thought this was crazy, like 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was just like high entertainment, you know.
Oh my God! Now I want a bacon cheeseburger now, man. All right, thanks a lot.
Stop making me hungry.
Oh, all right. So that's cool. Keep going. I love this story. This is awesome.
Well, like, I suppose my aunt was born and bred and reared in Ireland, and then she went over to New York with like 50 pounds in her pocket, and she lived there for 47 years of her life. Married a lovely man, an Irish American, Charlie, and they had one daughter, Grace, and she just fell in love with America, and, you know, we used to go over and visit her and have the most amazing holidays, and like, it was, she brought out the American side in what I always wanted, because I remember when I'd finished school, I went into my mother at 16 years of age and said, Mom, I don't want to go to college. I just want to go and work and live in New York. And my mother was like, no way, you're getting your education, you can do that later on. But it still is part of my vision and dream that someday I will live in New York for like a year.
Texas. Oh, you want New York. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I want New York.
We need to check out Texas, like Austin and stuff. It's kind of cool, but yeah, New York is special. You're right.
Yeah, New York is special, and
governor.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel I had like a strong connection with the city, and
cool.
I just really loved it. Like the art galleries, everything in it was amazing, and I suppose I just find it such inspirational. So inspirational going there, like to museums and everything.
I thought they got this reputation of being mean, but I didn't think so at all. I thought they were very nice. So let's go ahead and skip forward to your story.
Okay. Well, my story is very interesting. Like as you said, Elisa, I'm an interior designer by profession. I have my own interior design business, mebointeriors.com, and basically I was, running a lovely, successful interior design business, married to my husband Keith, and I have 2 kids. Luke and Holly. But my world changed back in May 2018. I went to a sacred well called Archangel Michael in Ballinaskelligs in County Kerry in Ireland. And this sent me on a most strange and wonderful journey, because over 24 extraordinary months, I saw visions granted to me by spirits and angels, received messages from my ancestors, met divine people who helped me on my path, and I uncovered, with the help of my angels and ancestors, 7 ancient wells in my land in Knocknagoshel in County Kerry. And what's the most interesting thing about these 7 wells is that there's over 66 minerals of healing properties in the water in each of the 7 wells. So I spent a lot of money, and I pulled this water out of the ground 7 times, and I've now branded this water called Kingdom Water. So I very quickly, when I went to visit the sacred Archangel Michael's well, I knew something strange was happening to me that day. I had a vision of St. Patrick, and he started channeling me that day at the well, and then I knew then that I would need to begin to write a diary. So for some strange reason, like, I just started taking notes, and then 3 weeks later, my friend Tawny called down to my house for 2 days with her son Scott, and Tawny's a clairvoyant, and next thing I showed her the Archangel Michael's well water that I had taken from the well, and next thing she started channeling Archangel Michael in my kitchen. So I was like, oh my God, I got the divine shiver going through my whole body. And then my ancestors started channeling Tawny, and particularly my grandmother, Mary Bridget, who I never met. She's dead with over 50 years. And she started saying, does Michelle realize that she's 7 healing springs of water on her land? And there's healing properties in this water, and people all over the world are going to start drinking this water. So I couldn't sleep that night, not after hearing that. And then I decided there was one little sprinkle of water on the ditch, from a spring on the ditch, so I decided to test that. And then when I initially sent that for a chemical analysis of the results, there was over 25 minerals in that water. So then I decided, look, I'd open up one of the springs on the ground. So I had to root up my whole backyard, the garden, everything, and get the water pulled out of the ground by a water drilling company. And then I tested the water to find that there was over 45 minerals in the water. And then when we did further tests, we scientifically proved now that we have over 66 minerals in the water. So I decided then that I went this sent me on a whole spiritual journey, which took me to the Himalayas in India, where I met my guru, Sashi Dubey. And Sashi's phenomenal. Like, he's a world top astrologer, and he's a very spiritual man. And he gave me great guidance on what to do and how to, to take each step with this water, on this water journey. So he introduced me to a fantastic biochemist called Dr. Pravel, because everywhere I went looking in Ireland for a biochemist, I was shut down. Like, nobody seemed to help me. Nobody could understand that I didn't want to know what was in the water, because I had that information. What I needed to know was somebody that could interpret the results. And I was very fortunate with this Indian biochemist. This guy was a genius, Dr. Pravel. So he said, I'll come on board and I'll help you with this project. So then Sashi said to me, look, you're going to have to go on a spiritual journey to Lourdes, Fatima, Knock Shrine in Ireland. And because he felt strongly that Our Lady was, Our Lady, Mother Mary, was strongly, backing behind this whole water project. Now, I have had a deep faith to Our Lady since I was 4 years of age. So I could feel her guiding me all the time with this water as well. So I then took off on a spiritual journey to Lourdes and Fatima and Knock. And then one night I was just meditating, and Steve Jobs appeared to me in a vision, a very, very vivid vision, and he told me that I had to read 4 books. So he called out the 4 books to me, and then he said to me, you have to go to India, to the Himalayas, to
flyer miles. Gosh, this is amazing.
Right? So Steve Jobs said to me, you've to buy these 4 books, and he said, you'll have to bring one of these to a temple in India called the Babaneem Karoli temple in Kaniki Dam. So I was writing this down. I was like, what are you saying? And he was telling me the 4 names of the book. So I wrote them down, and then I rang my guru, Sashi Dubey in India, and I said, he's telling me I need to go to this temple, Babaneem Karoli, and I have to bring one of the 4 books, because I asked Steve Jobs that night, which one will I bring? And he said, you will know which one to bring. And then he disappeared, right? He just literally disappeared. And next thing then, Sashi said to me, you need to book a flight and come to this temple. This is very powerful. He said, you're making a connection with Babaneem Karoli. So I was like, who is Babaneem Karoli? And next thing, he started telling me that, like, this guy was so powerful. All the American spiritualists in the 1960s used to travel to India to meet Babaneem Karoli. And Steve Jobs, when he was studying calligraphy in college, he learned about Babaneem Karoli. So he had a longing to go to India and meet him, but unfortunately Babaneem Karoli had passed away a year, I think, before Jobs went. But Jobs went to the temple and made an instant connection with Babaneem Karoli. And the Apple logo, I don't know how true this is, but this is what is said, that the apple was the famous, the favorite fruit of Babaneem Karoli. And he took a bite of the apple and he gave Jobs his vision for Apple.
Oh my God, that's fascinating.
Yeah,
oh, cool.
So like even on his deathbed, he had a picture of Babaneem Karoli under his pillow. He had huge faith. And then Julia Roberts, when she was filming Eat, Pray and Love in India, she'd never heard of Babaneem Karoli and saw a picture of him and made an instant connection with him. So I went off to Kaniki Dam and this temple in Babaneem Karoli temple there. And before I went, the day before I flew out, the courier landed into my office with a parcel. And it was one of the 4 books. It was the 1,000 Songs of Malin Palara. It's the equivalent to the Bible, the Tibetan Bible. And they said, bring that book to the temple. So I went to the temple, and I actually made a huge connection with Baba Neem Karoli. He came to me in visions. I meditated in his bedroom for about 2 hours, and then I spent another 2 hours in the ashram. And Steve Jobs came to me in a vision as well, and so did my guru, Sashi. So I've made a huge connection with Steve Jobs, and he is my spirit guide, and I've made a huge connection with Baba Neem Karoli, and he also is my spirit guide. So they're guiding this whole miraculous journey with me with Kingdom Water. And,
well,
you know,
I want to know, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I want to know, when did you start, were you channeling at a very early age?
Well, I was seeing visions, or when I was younger.
Yes.
Yes, and I suppose like I was a closet spiritualist.
Yeah.
We're very Catholic Ireland, so telling somebody when you're 5 or 6 that you think you've seen a vision, and you've seen it, but people would think you're crazy. So I just kind of suppressed all that. But I always had a very, very strong intuitive power. Like even with my own interior design business, I would go in and I would work magic around people's houses, with my energy, bringing my energy. I would be very positive, and like I would just make subtle changes, or I could, redesign their whole house, and I would bring such positive energy into their lives and then I'd go away and I'd continue on doing the next house, So I would even like people would say to me, Michelle, how can you see this house done? Because I'd walk in and I'd say, right, you need to do X, Y, Z, and I'd have it all done in my head. I'd see it all in scan the house, and I would say, this is what you need to do. And, it was very easy. It was second nature to me to be able to do that. But trying to explain to clients, this is what I'd need to do. So I used to design up all these mood boards and do my presentations to clients, and they'd get me to fit out their properties. So, I could, I'd instantly know even how much they were going to spend in their houses.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right, so tell me about the water itself. What do you use the water for? Is it for sale? Do people buy it? I mean, do they bathe in it?
Well,
tell me.
Well, what we're doing at the moment now with the water, because this is a very unique water, right? It's cost a lot of money for me because I've been self-financing this. A friend of mine gave me initially a loan of $20,000 to start the project, but this has kind of mushroomed into a massive project now, into a massive brand called Kingdom Water. So I suppose the biggest thing is the unique features of Kingdom Water. Like, it is all the essential macro minerals as well as trace minerals, but it has lithium in the water, which is like having gold in your water. Like, lithium is used to reduce stress, relieve pain, and improve memory.
Oh, yeah, it's great for bipolar disease, too. So it must even out the mood. It must even out the mood. Yeah.
So we have the correct levels of lithium in the water, and not alone have we it in one spring, we have it in seven springs. So we have a bottomless supply of water, of all these 66 minerals in the water. Like, if you were to test your water out of your tap at home in your kitchen sink, you might be lucky to get 10 or 12 minerals in it, whereas to get 66 minerals and to get the same minerals in 7 springs on a 2-acre site in Ireland is huge. And the unique thing about this water is it's practically nitrate free. And we've tested this water up against 10 of the big giant brands of water in the world, and ours is more than comparable and better than most of them. And when I was in Lourdes, I brought home a bottle of Lourdes holy water, and I tested that, and I compared it up against our water, and our water has very similar properties that Lourdes healing water has. So, then I was, wondering, with the lithium in it, I got in contact through just LinkedIn. There was 6 top lithium experts in the world, and one was living in America, and his name was Dr. V.J. Minta. And I connected with him, and he said, Michelle, I'd love to meet you. I'm going to Barcelona, he said, in 2 weeks' time. And you bring your samples and bring everything about this water, and I will look at it, and I will tell you honestly. So he was fantastic support as well, because he said, Michelle, this is just an energy drink. You need to just bottle this up, and everybody needs to be drinking this. So, like, there's a huge spiritual message with this water. The water itself could be used for multi-purposes, like pharmaceutical companies could use this water. You know, big drinks company could use this as a base mineral for anything, you know. And so I've branded it Kingdom Water. So now we're in the process of talking to investors to get it on shelves all over the world and get people drinking this water, because like it doesn't need to be treated. It's just, you know, pure spring natural water with 66 minerals.
That's really cool. How much do you think there is there under the ground? There's a bottomless supply of it. Like we've done hydrologist reports on this, and I have the 7 wells are domesticated wells at the moment. So just say if I started bottling the water from my kitchen at the moment, I can today produce up to 640,000 gallons a day. That's a huge amount of water, right? Oh my God!
Now,
so
if we industrialize this, the sky's the limit with it. It's, you know.
Yes. All right. So Erik, this question is for you. I guess Michelle. What was the origin of this? Who created this water? Who or what? Aliens? I don't know. I mean, archangels, or just Mother Earth?
I reckon it's Our Lady and my ancestors. They want people drinking this. Like, they gave it to me as a gift because they knew I had the business acumen to pull this out of the ground against all odds. Like, everyone thought I was.
But your humans your ancestors are human. How did this get created? Did Our Lady, is that Mother Mary, right? Did
Our Lady, yeah.
Imbue the water with all these special elements? Or was there other things involved? It could be more than that, but Erik, you tell me. What? I mean, what could be just that?
I'll tell you, Michelle, as you've been explaining the story, and I've been jotting down a few things here because I'm getting a lot of symbols. And I don't know if in your visions during this process you were getting symbols as well. But,
yes, I was.
Okay, like ancient symbols. So what Erik is saying is, Mother Mary, yes, but this goes deep into very old ancestral energy, and it's got angelic energy in it, angelic healing. And this is where you are from. You are part of this. So you are entrusted in this lifetime to, as you said, you have the qualities and the experience to be able to bring this forward. Not only that, but what Erik is saying is the determination. The determination and the belief. And you have brought other things forward in other lifetimes. So this is like what Erik says is this is a big one for you, but you've done other things that have been connected to this angelic group, I want to say. Yeah. So, but the symbols that are coming out are very old symbols. And I've got some of the pictures here, so I'd be interested if you have them written down somewhere, or anything that you may have seen, but they're very old symbols. There is some, because Erik says, now remember when we say angelic too, angelic is connected, as we're all connected in the universe, to, he says, what we would call alien energy. But he says this is a very old, ancient, healing energy. And he also showed me a visual of, when somebody strikes gold or they strike oil. He's saying that this not only healing, particularly for the stage in the world that we're at, but also this is long lasting. So when you said there's unlimited supply, he said that's exactly right. This is unlimited supply. So this is
and like singing
through from the ancestors. Like this is never run out.
He is speaking exactly what my ancestors have told me. Everything he has said there, every single thing he has said.
He's singing the song right now from the Krampus, Texas Tea, Liquid Gold.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God!
Poor mountaineer,
he must be familiar with that song because he's singing it right now.
All the time. Yes.
That's hilarious. Okay. That is so funny.
So that's what he's singing. Yep.
Let's talk about the
on the money.
Origins. Let's talk about the alien origins. Are we talking Anunnaki, Pleiadian? I know there's angelic also, or maybe only angelic, or I don't know. I don't know the difference between. I guess some aliens have angelic powers, but can you go into that more, Heather? Can you ask Erik about that?
Yes, he's saying we have not tapped enough into our natural resources,
I would agree with him.
That is because of first of all fear of getting it wrong. Also, the aliens, yes, do have part of that. And their reasoning is that, what is wrong with you guys? They're way more advanced than we are. And they know, they have left marks on this earth of where there is liquid gold. They have left marks on this earth to where there is special healing properties. He's talking about, go ahead.
Like, I definitely would feel this is liquid gold. What I'm sitting on with
it
this,
is. And I ask,
and like, yes,
he's showing me that there's a marker that you were able to identify to where you found this.
Yes.
So why don't you share what that marker is, and that may help other people.
Well,
maybe you don't want to.
No, well, I've no problem. The angel showed me a vision one day of a pair of divining rods, okay? And it was in front of my kitchen window. And I was like, what? There can't be a spring there, because it's so near the house. And then when we needed to drill this, like my husband was like, no, we're not drilling this one, Michelle. It's too near the house. The well driller was like, Michelle, you can't drill this because your house insurance won't cover you. And all this. So I remember everyone was having a nervous breakdown nearly around the place going, we're not doing this. And I'm like, so I said, just give me a minute. And I went into my sitting room. I meditated and I prayed and I asked my ancestors, particularly my grandmother, and I asked the angels, I said, please show me a sign, because I said I need to go out and persuade these people to start drilling. And next thing, the angel showed me a diamond coming up from the ground. And the first night I got the telepathic messages from the angels, they showed me a red diamond as well. So I went out and I said to my husband,
shape.
That
sacred geometry. Sacred geometry, exactly. And then when I said to my husband, look, they've showed me the diamond, and my husband said to Morgan, the well driller, you start drilling. And then when the water shot up like the Texas oil, right? And like you see in the movies, this like even the well driller said, Michelle, this is the most powerful of the whole act, like, because the power of the water was so strong that it flooded the entire road for the whole night. Oh, and my gosh!
So that, did you see something on the land that actually made you recognize that spot?
No, the angel showed me a vision of divining rods.
Right.
I've seen loads of grids on this journey, but they showed me a vision of two old-fashioned divining rods going around, and they showed me this twice. They showed me it again on the third spring that we opened. So I have the power to divine, but I actually don't need the divining rods when they're with me. They just show me where I need to go. And even interestingly enough, in the Himalayas, when I was on my spiritual journey there for 8 days on my own traveling, they showed me the divining rods in several places along the Himalayas where there was no water, where there, you know, so this is a very powerful, you know, and the fact is I've it scientifically proven now. I got 2 laboratories, one in Ireland and one in Prague, so they came back with the same identical results with the 66 minerals in, you know. So I have, you know, because like the angel said at the beginning of all this, that Michelle, this is going to be very hard to get people on board to believe you, and it's going to be a roller coaster of a ride. And but they said you have the determination and the energy to pull this. You know,
you can totally tell.
And to he's saying to self-protect. You got to protect yourself and your property.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely, I feel, in the safest property in the world. I have so much protection for my.
It certainly is. Before we take callers, and Erik, of course, you can also add, Michelle Gray, maybe you could translate
like
him.
I'd like to ask Erik,
go ahead.
Has he anything extra to add to, you know, helping me commercializing the water now? You know, I have a lot of investors wanting to, you know, invest in this, and
that's
you know,
why he said protect yourself and protect your property first. First and
I have
foremost.
that done. Yes, I have that done.
There are extra safeguards that need to happen.
Well, the thing is, the water is on my property. It's not like you can come in and steal this water, if you know what I mean. You can't.
No, it's not about that. It's about shutting it down.
All right.
They're going to want to shut it down.
I think you need to probably have a session with Heather or Michelle. It looks like Heather might be the one tapping into this about that.
Reach out to me. I'm happy to.
I want to know for the listeners. Right now, I want to concentrate on the listeners, and that is, how could they benefit from Kingdom Water?
How could they benefit? Well, like I'm giving this water out free at the moment to anybody that wants it in Ireland, right? There's people traveling to me, and you know, they text me because this is my family home first and foremost, and people are very respectful of my private life. So they text me and they come with like their containers and they're taking water. So like I have loads of people who are like all drinking this water, and the big thing that comes, like one lady has had breast cancer, so she's drinking it. She's found huge healing herself from this water.
I have to say that I was diagnosed with ALS 4 years ago, and I feel like I need this water, and I'm going to try this water, and I feel like
another
this
guy
is healing.
Has depression, and he's been drinking this water, and because of the lithium in it, he's like, oh my God, like every week he comes with like 5 25-liter drums and takes his water away.
Well, Erik is saying that this has trace minerals in it that we aren't even getting.
Definitely.
Wow.
Yes, it definitely has. And like you see, when I've never claimed to be any water expert, right? But I believe now you can be an expert in anything if you research it enough, you know. And I have looked myself and my husband, we have done all the research into every one of these minerals in the water. And the big thing that keeps coming up is like strontium, which is huge benefits, like it works alongside calcium to increase bone density, and it's slowing down the rate of bone loss, and the benefits don't in there with strontium. Like the potassium, the sodium, it is like iron, you know, I mean, mobilium. It is so many, like phosphorus, sulfur, everything. Selenium, like selenium is huge.
Let's go.
Selenium is used as an antioxidant. You know, it reduces heart disease.
Can I just add to Erik was just sharing as well that there's youthing property to the water.
What?
That it will help somebody youth. It's youthing property, like age, like for age. And he's also saying that he's talking about the pineal gland and in the third eye area. And he says that it's also like a conduit to help heal the pineal gland and to help open the third eye. And the visions that you have and that have had people that are more open or say clairvoyant and maybe haven't had those visions, this will do that for them. And you know why Sashi told me I had to write the book day one, right? Yes. And my guru in India, Sashi Dubey, and he said to me, like, I went to publishers in Ireland, right? I won't lie. I went to them all. I was shut down by them all. They told me no, right? Yeah, so I self-financed the book myself, and I wrote the book myself, and I self-published it. Now I have the book. The book is like the whole book. Anybody that's reading the book, I've sold thousands of copies of this book, right? It's now Amazon have it, but like I sell it on my website, kingdomwater.ie website, and the book is called The Discovery of Kingdom Water. And in this book,
kingdomwater.ie, correct?
Kingdomwater.ie, yeah. And if people want to log on there, I can send them the book. I'm shipping it all over the world, and loads of people want my signature on it, and I hand sign it and whatever. But the thing with this book is, from the feedback I'm getting with people that are reading the book, it has opened up their third eye. It is a kind of awakens their inner goddess within themselves. People have found that it's comforting because this is all based on my whole true story on my spiritual journey of enlightenment, discovering these 7 sacred wells of healing water.
Just amazing.
Wow. That's great.
You know, and the thing and the great thing about this is, like, everything I'm doing, like, with this journey with the water is like I am creating employment. Like, I've got the local printers 10 miles back the road to print the book. I got, I designed everything myself, the logo, with the help of local graphic designers. I got the website made. So I've created, like, I've spent a lot of money in my own local economy.
Oh, it's
going
to come back. It is going to come back.
Oh,
well, we need to.
You were meant to do it yourself, Michelle.
I put my life savings into this. Like, I put every penny. I put every penny, and like, it's not even about the money I put in. It's actually, I put my soul into this project.
Yes.
It's my soul that has pulled this out of the ground.
Yeah. Wow.
We got to
put a price on that.
Maybe you should do test subjects here, and then I can report this on the blog via YouTube. We can have a YouTube with whoever has tried it, like of course, Heather, maybe me. I don't know, whoever try it, and then we have a huge evaluation of the results. And then I would love to have this where people can buy it through channeling Erik, just to you, not to me, nothing to me, and Atlantis Scalar, so we can help more people, extend the reach. And
this is what I want. Is like, I have what I did then, ladies, is I bought. The angels told me that I needed 6 acres of land. Because if we're putting up a bottling plant here, we need, because I've only 2 acres where my family home is, right?
Right.
And so I bought 6 acres of land practically across the road from where I live. And the angels were instrumental in guiding me to how I got that land. They told me the exact money that I would pay for the 6 acres. They practically landed it on my lap. So everything
it's going to be amazing. Yeah. We got to get some callers now.
Yeah, it is a huge story.
Amazing.
That's awesome. Okay, so you guys, how can they get in touch with you in case they want to be a guinea pig or just buy the water? Because we don't want everybody to be a guinea pig. That's not
You see, the thing is, I can't actually sell the water at the minute because we're commercialized.
Oh, okay.
We're trying to, get an investor. But
Okay.
I would be very happy for yourself or Heather or a few of you, to take the water. I could send it over to you, mail it over to you. And,
definitely. Contact me.
Yes, and everything, all the information about the water and about me is on www.kingdomwater.ie website. So, I have a whole press section, the amount of press coverage I've got in Ireland, and even in India, I was invited onto to the Indian Arts Festival, and they launched my book on that.
That's
Dr.
amazing.
Anurag Batra, he did a fantastic interview with me with the business world in India, and that has launched me in India now. I'm going selling the book and launching the book in India.
I'll keep you all posted on my journey with it too, my ALS, and how it helps.
Brilliant.
So I'm going to write about it. All right, let's take some callers.
Let's take some callers, and you guys feel free to ask Michelle Keane about this as well. So we have somebody from the 502 area code. Hang on, ball is spinning. All right, there we go. 502 area code. How you doing?
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi. How are you doing?
This is Linda. How are you?
Hey, Linda. Where are you calling from, girl?
I'm calling from Louisville.
So what would you like to ask?
What a wonderful story. This water sounds absolutely amazing.
I know. I just want to
That's very exciting. I know.
Thank you, Linda.
Very exciting. Yes. Healing is what I need, so I would be willing to try that. And I have been on a healing journey, on a spiritual journey since I was about 25. And I'm 65 now. So 40 years ago, I lost my 18-month-old child in an accident. My cousin backed over him in the driveway, and he died. And it was a horrible thing to go through. However, it has changed me as a person, and it has spurred me on in my spirituality like you can't imagine. I have never really heard why this happened or what the lesson was for me. I know my cousin who was responsible for the accident went through a big transformation as well, and says that Robert is his angel. And so I would like to somehow make some contact with Robert and find out about, a few things about why that happened and what there is for me to learn, and also what my healing journey is and what am I to do with the rest of my life.
Linda, does your little baby have blonde hair or a little bit of a curl to his hair?
He had a little bit of a curl. It was brown. He had big blue eyes.
Brown.
And
I can
his
see
name is
really
Robert Matthews.
Robert Matthew. I see really light hair, and I can see a slight curl. And there's something that's being drawn to what he's wearing, it's like an overall, but it's soft. It's real soft, like I want to hug him in it. It's such a soft material, like a little.
Oh, it's like a knit,
like a jumper.
Yes.
Yes.
He was wearing that. Yes.
Oh, sweet. Okay. He's just saying hi, and he's holding on to your cheeks, touching your cheeks right now, and touching your face, and he's saying hello to you.
Baby.
The first thing that he's saying is he wants to let you know that he says, Mom, he says, he's using the word failure. And he's saying that in the lesson being that sometimes these accidents happen, mistakes happen. And to learn that it's not failure, that a mistake is an opportunity to learn, that it's an opportunity to be able to grow, because he just says that him coming into this life, even though he says for you and for everyone else, he says, I'm so sorry that it had to happen that way for your heart. But he wants you to know that he came into this life knowing that he was going to go early. He knew he was leaving early. Yes. And he also talks about your healing journey.
was this a mutually agreed upon contract?
Like a spiritual contract? Yeah.
So that the two people
Yes.
would?
Three.
Yeah.
Three. There's three people in the contract.
So there's 3 people.
Yeah.
So
if there's another male,
It's my
connected.
cousin.
Your
yeah,
cousin.
my cousin,
okay.
the one that backed over him.
Okay.
And another
okay,
one.
Yes. And that's where that's where the feeling of the lesson of failure was for your cousin. Because the pain. The pain and just
we have Linda,
that?
we have the cousin, we have Linda, we have the cousin, and there's one other, you're saying.
Well, Robert, the baby.
Robert himself.
Oh, okay.
The three of them were in the contract together. And Erik is just adding as well that this could have played out in a couple different scenarios. So it wasn't that this particular one was the way it was going to happen, but it was to be able to create this opportunity of growth. And the purpose of it was to release responsibility and guilt and failure. And your little boy is just a little star, because he shows himself like sitting right out in the universe on a little star saying, don't you worry about me. And he's awfully close to you. And do you have a cat?
I don't have a cat, no. I'm allergic to cats.
Do you have a little dog or like a small animal?
I used to have a little chinchilla, but I had to get rid of her because I was so allergic. I'm allergic to fur and animals.
Because he's got a little, I want to say it looks like a cat, more like a cat, and petting a little animal with him. So I don't know if there was a cat in your life or at one time in your family, because he's got this little, and he's just showing, that's part of his, part of his fun. He seems to really like animals, and so you may have animals that show up around you or around other people. That
I'm getting it's his neighbor's. It's your neighbor's cat. Have your neighbor next door's cat, Linda? That's what's coming to me.
Really? Yeah, there is a cat next door. Yes.
Yeah, and that cat.
And that comes around my house.
Yes, there's a hole in the ditch at the back.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
yeah.
So sweet.
Little sweetie he is.
Sweet. Oh, my goodness.
So is he coming through like that, or is this just something he likes cats?
He's sending that cat to you. That's like his little.
Yeah. You need to feed that cat. You need to put milk out for that cat, Linda.
I will. Oh, my goodness.
All right. Well, thank you, Linda, for calling in. We probably better get to the next caller. There's so many.
Linda. Bless you. Bye, Lisa.
Bye, Linda.
Yes.
You can get in touch with one of the mediums here, and of course Michelle Keane.
I would love to. Yes,
awesome.
I will definitely look into that. Absolutely. Thank you.
Bye, Linda.
Bye, Linda.
Bye.
Oh my God, y'all, you're amazing. All right, we got somebody from the 626 area code. Hi there, how you doing?
Hi. Thank you for taking my call. This is Latoya.
Hi, Latoya.
Hello, everyone. Hi. I know we're running out of time. Hey, I just have a quick question. Really, I come with this question with a heavy heart, but I just want to know, I need some relationship advice.
Oh, very common.
It's a very difficult situation right now, and I am just
heartbroken. Erik says there's a cycle that you need to break of codependence. It is emotionally abusive.
I'm trying. I'm at the point where I'm trying to take care of myself, and I'm moving up. But I don't know if I'm supposed to.
He wants to say this not just for you, but for the other listeners, that people, there's a lot of focus on physical abuse, which is, there should be, but there also should be a focus on emotional abuse and how they make you feel less than. And this is something that you need to heal from and break the cycle and help others.
Yes, and it is an emotional abuse, and my partner actually got through a few days or a few shows ago, and I couldn't ask this question then, and things have gotten really bad, and I am in the position where I feel like I need to get out, and my little one's involved, and I kind of just don't know.
You do need to get out,
but at the same time, I feel like.
Think of it. Erik says, think of it the same as physical abuse, because did you just say there was a child involved? I missed that part because I was listening to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Things
the
escalated
child
to the point.
sees it all.
Yeah.
And that cannot happen any longer. You got to think of it the same way.
No. Yeah. Do you think that there's a possibility that he's going to get help?
No.
And things could be worked out?
Nope.
Time to go.
Okay. No.
Contract
it's time to get out.
Yep. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Well, good luck, darling.
Thank you so much.
Erik just
a lot of courage, but you can do it. You can do it.
He says
what
you can't change the past. He says you can't change the past, but you can change the future. So he says really, really look into that.
Yes, forget the past.
That makes sense.
Forward. You're a pioneer, girl. Do it.
Yeah.
You got it. Reclaim your power.
Story.
Right.
Yeah.
Say, you guys who have my energy, it's mine. I reclaim it, and that includes from him. All right. Thank you for calling, and good luck.
Thank you so much. Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
I will. Thank you.
And let us know, how you do, please.
I will.
Because
I absolutely will.
Mama Lisa's gonna worry.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You bet. Okay, let's see. 415 area code. Hi there.
Hi, I'm here.
Hey, what you got for us, girl?
My question is, I was gone up to my hometown, but since my dad has passed, that doesn't feel like home anymore, and I don't want to live much longer where I am either. So, any thoughts on my next?
Honey, I went through the same thing. My father took his own life, and it was my hometown, and I didn't feel like I belonged anymore. There is a need for a shift. Erik is talking about a shift, and the energy needs to change because the energy hasn't felt the same, and you haven't felt like yourself. And it's reinventing yourself, energy shift.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily a change and moving out of the town, but a change. There needs to be a drastic change because you're in a rut.
No,
but
that was
okay.
my past,
it's okay
but
to move.
no, it's not now.
Okay. It's okay to move.
Yes, I'm in a big city, and I don't want to be in city life anymore.
Yeah.
Is your job changing? Are you thinking about doing a different job?
Yeah, my job doesn't exist any longer with COVID.
Because Erik is showing stretching his arms out. He goes, "Ooh, this is a chance to spread your wings and start to look into something a little bit different." Because he says this time is about you digging a little deeper inside. Because he says you've done some work on yourself. You've done a little bit of inner. You've done a little inner searching.
90 seconds. You need to get in touch with Michelle Gray to ask.
Yeah, give me a shout. This is a good thing for you.
All right, everybody, give your contact information, starting with Michelle Keane. Go for it, girl. How can they get in touch with you?
www.kingdomwater.ie or info@kingdomwater.com. And I'd be delighted to help them in any way I can.
All right, Michelle Gray.
The Healing Heart, and that's h-art.com.
All right, and Heather, go for it.
Commongroundhealing.com.
So easy. All right, guys, thank you for listening. I love you all, and
thank you. Love you.
So many new services coming up for AtlantaScalar.com. Age reversal, addiction relief, PTSD, social anxiety, weight optimization, getting rid of fatigue, sleep optimization. It's going to be awesome. Love you, Erik. Love you, Michelle. Love you, Heather.
Love you, Mom. Thanks, Lisa. Thank you, Heather.
Michelle
Thank you so much.